Have you ever noticed how often star signs get thrown into conversations, like they're the key to unlocking who we are? Capricorns are said to be organized, Sagittarians free-spirited, Aries passionate, and Geminis brimming with energy. It's fascinating how traits linked to our birth dates can seem oddly accurate sometimes. And it doesn't stop at one star sign. There's the rising sign, the moon sign, and the entire birth chart based on the exact time and place you were born, all supposedly painting a picture of your personality and destiny. Astrology, the belief that the positions of celestial bodies influence our lives, has enchanted humanity for thousands of years. But is there any truth behind it? And why does it still resonate so strongly, even when science says otherwise? It's time to unravel the origins of astrology and why, despite the lack of hard evidence, it continues to captivate millions. The roots of astrology stretch back to ancient Mesopotamia around the 3rd millennium BCE. This land, known as the cradle of civilization, gave birth to writing, cities, and early administrative systems. The people of Mesopotamia believed they could track the gods' movements across the sky through the stars and planets, which would allow them to foresee good and bad times. Their methods included divination through natural objects, from tea leaves to animal entrails, and, of course, observing celestial bodies. One of the earliest records of astrological practice is the Venus tablet of Ammisaduqa, a relic from Babylonian astrology found in the ancient library of Ashurbanipal. This library, located in the city of Nineveh, was destroyed in 612 BCE and remained buried until rediscovered in the 19th century. The tablet documented the positions of Venus, marking humanity's first documented attempts at using planetary movements to predict future events. From these early beginnings, astrology would later travel to ancient Egypt, where the Greeks, upon conquering Egypt under Alexander the Great, further refined it. Greek astronomers, blending mathematics and mysticism, established many of the astrological principles still recognized today. By imagining an invisible line stretching from Earth, through the sun, and into the distant stars, they mapped the sky into sections that would eventually become the zodiac signs. The Babylonians had already divided this zodiac into 12 signs, a system that the Greeks expanded upon, using their Olympian gods as inspiration for the names. Over time, however, the Earth's rotation caused the positions of these signs to shift, meaning the constellations no longer align perfectly with their traditional dates. For centuries, astrology and astronomy were one and the same, both regarded as sciences. It wasn't until the Enlightenment and figures like Isaac Newton, who mathematically explained planetary motion and gravity, that the two disciplines parted ways. Astronomy emerged as a respected science, while astrology became seen as something less tangible, yet somehow still irresistible. Despite the scientific discrediting, astrology remains wildly popular. Studies reveal that over half of millennials believe there's some legitimacy to it. Even more intriguing, over 40% of Americans think astrology is a valid science. So, if it lacks scientific backing, why does it still appeal to so many? Psychology offers some insights. The Barnum effect, for instance, explains how people relate to vague, general statements as though they were tailored just for them. When a horoscope describes you as ambitious yet sensitive, it feels personal, even though the same description could apply to anyone. Another factor is the placebo effect. If someone genuinely believes a prediction or characteristic applies to them, it can influence their behavior enough to make it seem true. Belief, rather than the stars themselves, often plays the biggest role in making astrology appear accurate. However, there's an argument that goes beyond these psychological phenomena. Astrology is based on the study of patterns, and while these patterns don't hold scientific weight in explaining personal traits or future events, they do speak to the cyclical nature of human history. Over millennia, patterns in human behavior, societal responses to crises, and even natural events like pandemics or extinction cycles emerge. For instance, approximately every 27 million years, Earth experiences a mass extinction, though we're currently overdue by tens of millions of years. History repeats itself in various ways, and astrology taps into that sense of rhythm, offering explanations, albeit mystical ones, for why certain events or behaviors might reoccur. Consider the concept of the Saturn return, which astrologers claim happens every 29.5 years, marking a transformative period as Saturn returns to the same position it was in at the time of your birth. Interestingly, many people report significant life changes around the ages of 29 to 30, coinciding with this astrological concept. Psychologists even note that individuals often seek counseling during this period, as it's a time when societal expectations and personal growth come to a head. Whether due to the stars or simply because of life's natural ebb and flow, these changes seem to align. At the end of the day, while there's no scientific proof that the alignment of planets directly affects us, it doesn't diminish the comfort some find in astrology. If reading a horoscope brings clarity, helps someone cope with uncertainty, or provides a framework for understanding their experiences, there's little harm in that. Astrology, in its most beneficial form, can serve as a tool for introspection or a way to make sense of the chaos around us. While science remains skeptical, it's important to acknowledge that our understanding of the universe is still evolving. There's much we don't know about the cosmos and our place within it. Until then, if stargazing and horoscopes offer people a bit of solace or a sense of connection, there's no reason they can't indulge in a little celestial curiosity. Just remember, the stars may suggest, but they don't dictate.